This Elisa Marie. I hope you are perfect, whole, and complete. Second time more. The first time was in the garden, in the farm, on the farm, on the farm. The farm and the garden, they're two different places, kind of, sort of, yeah. Anyway, I went to the market and I bought a lot of wonderful food. I bought some sweet potatoes, some of the red sweet potatoes, the red skin, they're all white inside, well, kind of off white. And then I bought the sweet potato white ones and the sweet potato red ones. I bought some cocoa yams as well. They have pumpkin, so I bought some fresh pumpkin. And I bought carrots. I know it's only starchy foods, I know. And I bought carrots and apples, paya is how they say, not pear even, paya is how the word, in the Ewe word for pear or avocado. Bananas, lots of them, plantains, and lemons. I think that's it. I think that's all. And I'm so glad it's gonna last me for the whole week. Cause yeah, if I do it right, I'm gonna go for the whole week. And I think I paid. I have bottles of water. I had to pay for the cocoa yams from the farmer that I got those from. So I had the cocoa yams, which was, I don't know how many pieces of cocoa yam, the plant, like, or the sucker. Maybe it was like 10 to 12. So it's like 10 to 12 trees, right? So, and then water, and I think that was it. So I paid about $30 for all that food. It's gonna last for a good while, and paying for my stuff that I'm gonna grow on the land, and yeah, whatever, $20. I think it was more than 20, but I'm gonna say 30 because I had to buy a lot of stuff. Yeah. So, I mean, first of all, one of the gifts is the planting is yours. Like, once you plant that, I'm planting stuff that replants itself. You replant it, it's just, it makes more and more. Cassava, cocoa yam, um, plantains, bananas, they keep reproducing themselves, right? I think okra, you can still use the seeds again. We know that. It's like everybody, every human, everybody needs to be, should farm because it's not that hard in the sense that food, food problems, food challenges shouldn't be something that we have to deal with. If you think about it we deal with the chakras, and your first three chakras are your survival chakras. Some people say your lower chakras, your survival chakras. And everything that heart and above is your higher chakras. That's where you're connected to the divine. You can hear the divine. You're connected to intuition, right? You're connected to that which way to go, higher realms, right? All of the cosmic kind of field, the quantum field, where all things are produced, right? All things are created. That's where we all want to be. And hopefully we're in those fields in love, right? With the love, with the vibration of love, and truly love. But if we'll never be able to get to a better society, a better ourselves, a better place, because we're stuck in the lower chakras, right? And the lower chakras are survival chakras, like I said. That's how am I going to survive, right? How am I going to eat? Where am I going to sleep? How am I going to care for my basic needs? Basic needs is like, where do I pee? And where do I go to the bathroom, right? How do I make sure I eat that I can stay alive? These are not small. Where's access to clean water, right? Now, if you have family and children, it's where am I going to send my children to? Well, how am I going to feed my children so they can go to school? How am I going to sustain them in the same way, their basic needs as well? And a lot of the times there are such as large segments of society, and maybe some of us have been in those segments of societies where we didn't have our basic needs taken care of. So just think about if you're always living in your survival chakras, your lower chakras, always from birth to death, the kind of mind that was naturally produced from that is definitely not one of a higher mind. So basically, if we don't have our basic needs met, we'll never get to a better ourselves, thus a better society. We'll never get to that. And so farming and growing food that regrows itself, the importance of the importance of organic seeds, right? The importance of organic soil, the importance of organic plants, right? Why are they so important? Because they can reproduce themselves. So you'll never have to buy that seed again. And then if you really got it going on, you eat a food and keep that seed, and you only bought that seed once, but you got a lot out of it. You got the food you're eating, you got the seed to produce more food. So whatever you pay for that one avocado, you got much more from it. That's the way it should be. Why is this hard? Why is this expensive? Why is this unattainable for so many? Because the simplest things, if not taken care of, survival, you'll never get to the higher realms, which means that all of the destruction in the world, if you're in a higher realm, the higher realm is not seeing destruction. Higher realm is not creating destruction. So when you're in a higher realm, you're creating love, harmony, togetherness, better human beings. Survival, first three chakra survivals can make a person do some very evil things. This is where corruption is bred. This is where the romance scammers are bred. This is where people that rob and steal are bred. This is, because they every day trying to survive. So they'll use people to make sure they eat and their family eat. They'll kill people if they have to. They'll ruin lives. They'll take advantage. And what happens to a person who has to only survive like an animal? You become kind of cold and predatory as like an animal. Because like an animal, I'm not got no feelings for you. I gotta eat. You're gonna attack me, I'm gonna attack you first. This is that mentality. And you see it played out in, I grew up in New York, and I grew up in the States, in cities and countries too, but especially cities all over the world. Because when you take out the need to survive, and I'm gonna put feeding yourself as one of the highest basic needs, right? Because if you don't have that, you're gonna die, period, right? You can't eat. And you're not, so that means if you can't eat, it's usually because you're in an environment where you can't grow. That's why urban cities and stuff is kind of counterintuitive to our holistic health. Then those are counterintuitive. Like here, when you buy stuff from the market, a lot of times the potato, the carrots, the beetroot, the what do you call it, the ginger, just things, they actually still have the root attached. But a lot of times when you're in urban societies, even going to the supermarkets, you ain't gonna have no roots attached. You'd be lucky if you go to the farmer's market and the roots are still attached in the cities and in modern society, which creates a disconnection. So that our young people, and even some of us, my age and older, we not ever really having food because we don't see, there's no root, there's nothing connected to it. So we think that maybe the food did come in a can or in the package or in the frozen food section. Not seeing the root that is connected to the fruit. Let's put it this way, seeing the root that's connected to the food that you buy, this is say, I see that at the market. Now knowing that you planted it, so and you only could have planted it if it had roots. Even if you got some type of plant at home and it doesn't have roots, you're gonna put it in that water so you can propagate it because you still have to have the roots in order to put that in the ground. And when you don't have that root, you don't have that connection. And when you don't have that connection, you become disconnected from yourself. Because it's a circle. If I gotta grow roots in order to go into the ground to reproduce. But I gotta have ground in order to have the roots that can actually grow so they can reproduce. So I gotta reproduce to have the seeds from the reproduction to go back into the ground that will grow the roots, or grow the roots first, so I can reproduce. Do you get what I'm saying? It's cyclic. But most of us don't live in that natural cycle of life. We live in a cycle of despair. We live in a cycle of trauma. We live in a cycle of hurt. We live in a cycle of pain. And we reproduce that, just like the cycle of life, because intuitively, we know that life is a cycle. It's unfortunate, what cycle are we caught up in, the positive or the negative? farming is deeper than, I mean, we could stop right there. Farming is deep. And it allows you to go deep. I'm changing again. I asked the universe to be, I'm ready to be on a higher frequency, and look what the universe is giving me. Like, oh, you want to be on a higher frequency? Well, you got to go to not a lower frequency, but you got to get on your knees. Isn't it funny that when we go and give reverence to the divine, when we're going in prayers to ask for something or give thanks for something, and traditionally we did it on our knees. Prayer was on your knees. When I was in my family's compound on their land, and they have a family shrine, and we stood before the shrine on our knees. You had to get on your knees because the shrines are kept outside. They don't necessarily do your altar in your house. No, your shrine is outside, in nature, on the ground, on the land that your grandfather and great-grandfather and great-grandmother is all buried on. So we talk about cyclic, right? Cyclical. Do you know that? And so me and him got on our knees and in front of each other held hands, that we would never lie to each other, that we would never cheat on each other, that we would always love each other. We took a vow in front of the shrine to promise these things, and it was very powerful. The earth doesn't forget that. Nature doesn't forget that. And you got to be very careful not to break the vows that you have or the things. You know how when you say something, we know that when you put out words and words of vibration, the vibration is going to attract more vibration, attract basically the vibratory frequency of itself. Imagine doing those same things but being on the land. Imagine doing the same things and being on the land with the ancestors. Imagine doing the same thing, being on the land with the ancestors in front of a shrine. It's nothing to play with. It's not really a joke. And when you play with things like that, you will get burnt. Everything you touch will crumble because you thought you were greater than the land and the shrine and the ancestors. And if we forget that we are not greater, we are here because of the land, the ancestors, and thus the shrine. We should never ever forget that. We should never lie before the altar. We should never lie before the shrine. And I was thinking a lot about karma because, you know, I'm out of a relationship. You see, it's taking me time to get over it because it's deep. So every new thing that I find out about the relationship, like, ooh, it kind of stabs me a little, it hurts me. And I think about them like, oh my God, we took vows in front of the shrine, and like, oh my God, like, what are you doing? And oh my God, like, and I think about why does it look like he's winning? Got this woman on paper, she looks amazing, she looks like her money, she looks like she's smart, she looks like she's talented. Why would he get there? Like, why would he win? How is that? No, universe, that's what my mind is thinking. Universe said, now, you're on the land now. You know that everything you plant, you know that everything you sow, you will reap. And depending on how you plant it, with what intention, will be what you will sow. Or what you will sow, it will be what you will reap. Nobody gets away with this life. Nobody gets out of this life without paying for it. Because it's a gift, yes, but it's not one without a price. And the way you live depends on the price that you'll pay. If you live against nature, you think you got away with it, you never will. In this cyclical, milieu of how the world or how the universe works, it includes the people. We're part of that process of sowing and reaping. We're part of that process of seed, from root to seed to product. And if we live against the nature, so as we move from one day those first three chakras, we won't call it the lower chakras. Only in that it's the lower if there was a place in the body, which is really not necessarily in the body. It's more of the body. It's what the body is made of. It's what the body is actually in the chakras. The energy centers, I mean, we just for our own self says it's the root, and the sacral chakra is the genital area, and the other one is the heart. It's not really, because without the body, the chakras, these energy centers still exist. So we're really inside of the energy centers. They're not really inside of us. Something to remember. So those energy centers, all of things have that energy force, energy protection. And we are all a part of it. We're not separate. And this is why it's very dangerous to heavily adopt European thoughts, ideas, and concepts. Because it's not really, when I think about this idea of like, there's the Africans, and there's the Indians, and there's the Chinese, it's really, there's the indigenous people, and there's the, I don't know, indigenous people. Either you know you're from the earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, or you don't. So anytime you do anything in front of the earth, when you kneel down, when you say prayers, when you pour libation, when you do prayers on the shrine, you better watch what you sow, because you will reap it. You will reap it. You will reap it. So yeah, y'all. So I'm definitely healing. I like to share with you, like that next level, like, oh, they're getting married, and it opened some wounds in me. It was like, how is this for women? It's not fair. This is my ego. This is the ego me. This is the ego self. I'm aware where it's coming from. And Spirit said, oh no, it's about to be very fair. It's about to be very just. You just stay high. Because no matter what you're seeing, no matter what looks on paper, everybody has a price to pay. Particularly when you, in African culture, you don't say anything before the shrine that you don't mean. Because if you do, let me tell you what they say, you will die. And those around you will die as well. The sins of the fathers will fall upon the children. So we have to be very careful. African, indigenous culture in general, indigenous culture period, the reason why it's not you alone, as they say in Ghana, it's not just you alone, it's not just me alone. It's not just me alone. It may look like me alone, but I am connected to those that's coming after me and those before. So what I do in my waking, living body self is affecting the past and the present. 7 generations. 7 generations in the past, 7 generations in the future. So I can still disgrace my ancestors by the way that I'm living now. And I can also at the same time curse the ones that come after. And sometimes you think you got away with that thing. I treated people like shit, I lied and stole, and I got away with it. I got a great wife. Look, I said I got a great wife, and the Spirit said, no, it didn't. But anyway, I got a great husband, or I got a great whatever, and you die, and you felt like you got away with it. You treated people like shit, but you got all these things afterwards. But you had a child, didn't you? What comes for that child? You have a wife maybe you left behind, or a husband. What comes for that spouse? Do you remember that commercial a long time ago? I can't remember what it was for. I don't know if it was for like a butter commercial, but it was a commercial, and then the woman she was Mother Nature. She said, it's not nice to fool with Mother Nature. It's not nice to fool with Mother Nature. Because you gotta always remember, it's important that we look at the earth as female, as divine feminine. Everything, man, that you do to a woman, it's not nice to fool with Mother Nature. Because in African culture, a 10-year-old girl could be called mommy, as well as a 90-year-old woman could be called mommy because we all have the potential as a woman in the perfect world to produce, to become mamas. So to mess with a woman is such a great offense. You can't go right. You came from it, and you will go back to it. You're a fertile mother. You can challenge me on this. The fertility of a woman in African countries is everything. Can she have babies? Can she have babies? Can she have babies? Can she have babies? They don't even question if the man can have babies because they're not really looking at him to be the fertile one. They're looking at the woman to be the fertile one. So therefore, nature must be the ground of it must be fertile. We put the seed in the ground, so it's the woman that you need. Because we ain't producing more ground, but we sure could produce more seeds after we use yours. So sometimes you may think your enemies are winning, because it sure look like it. Look like they winning. They winning. Got the rich girl and I know everything's an illusion that people paint pictures and it might not to be true. And the smart and the spiritual and the cute. Honey, I know how life works because I've lived some. And it's not that you really want karma for anybody else. It's not up to you. They already created it for themselves. And it's not good. So you'd be like, oh my God, this person, I found my soulmate. How do you sleep saying you found your soulmate when you totally tried to destroy another human being that did nothing to you but love you? And usually sick people attract sick people. So the focus is inward, isn't it? So as I plant on the ground and speak my words, through this experience, I've learned to be much more wiser, much more humble, have humility. Because let me tell you, when you mess up with somebody, especially somebody of a higher energy, higher vibration, and you trying to run to something that you think is going to save you, and you are blessed, and you're so lucky, and you better keep one eye open, and you better keep your head turned and always looking in back of you, because that's what your life's going to be. You won't be able to sleep. And the day you'll show the picture of a perfect family, and at night you'll be tormented with those that you have hurt and deceived. You'll never feel good. You'll be in an eternal hell, because hell is within. So all those that are hurt by someone, and you're wondering why they're not getting their karma, and it seems like they're winning, I promise you, they're not. Because just the thought, they know what they did, so they live with that. Listen, even if you can say, I'm not going to think about it, I'm just going to put more people into my life to make me forget about what I did. You can't forget about it when you go to sleep. So then you know what happens? Well, they're not going to go to sleep. Because if I go to sleep, the truth will come out. And then you lose your goddamn mind. And then the basic needs all over for your family, who will provide for them? Sisters, watch who you get with. If you know a man, you with a man and you know he deliberately hurts women by lying, cheating, and stealing, his sins will fall upon you. You will get your amazing life will turn to nothing because you are complacent or complicit. So when we have to talk about raising our vibratory frequency, we have to watch not just what we do or what we did or what we're doing, but what the people around us are, especially in an intimate relationship. Because the cum or the sperm of a man is really like the rain. If we don't have rain and good rain, not acid rain, it could, instead of growing the crops, it could destroy them. If we have too much rain, We could cause a flood and nothing will grow. Matter of fact, things will be eroded. Life and nature is a beautiful balance. And we have to figure out how to be in the balance and not out of the balance. Oh, we'll see. I'll try to keep the trolls and not get rid of them too fast, but you know what's coming. So 13 people, 4 thumbs up. I know the 4 is the family members. I would love for y'all to be on so we can have some conversation, but I know YouTube don't always alert. I got the chat filtered so I don't have to get, because they're doing a great job, the chat. Oh, Shanika Bedford, good morning, Shanika. I didn't see, I'm so glad you're here. Good morning. So yeah, so we're still going to filter the chat, so, because it helps to get you notice that we seem like we haven't been having too many trolls get through. Yeah, that's what I said. So I'm in a very and let me tell you, being in all this nature, it does bring out the mother hen in you, if you will, or like the grandmother hen, if you will, right? It brings out the medicine woman, the root woman, the bush woman. There's a protection. And when you're in an indigenous place where age and all that means something, and you start to embrace that age, there is, when you embrace, you know how when I first got here too, I was like, oh, mommy, auntie, or and these names would be like, in America, we're so absorbed with this idea of youth forever that we don't really accept that we are grandma or mommy, which really hurts us. Because you also don't accept your power that comes with that aging. But here, I clearly know I'm an older woman, every day. Not so much, but yeah, I know. And it allows me to sit in my power, to sit in my knowingness. And it's a beautiful thing. They should be very careful if they come up here. Anybody that approaches me, it won't be nice. Because I carry my machete. I carry my machete. And I'll cut your motherfucking head off if you come on me. I will slice your head. I will slice your baby maker if you come near me. You don't want none of this. You don't want none of this. I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to say that. It's a warning. It's a warning. Y'all think I'm crazy. I am a bush woman, medicine woman, African woman, Rasta woman. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Cause somebody gonna get hurt. It ain't gonna be me. I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna be the last one standing. I'm in this piece. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Anyway. Sorry, a little oil energy never hurt nobody. A little oil energy never hurt nobody. A little cut glass energy never hurt nobody. Oh, did this thing start again? This thing started again, because like I said, it went live. I was still going. So yeah, anyway. Oh, maybe I could, was I not supposed to show the cut glass? I don't know, but I'm a farmer woman, so I'm a farmer planter. Okay, I'm a gardener. Okay, I don't plant gardens, but I plant other things. I plant seeds, I plant ideas, I plant thoughts, I plant inspiration, and I plant love. But I don't plant play, I don't plant games. I don't do that. I am more powerful than most people know. I am more powerful than I know. and I'm tapping into that power. And every time I go into the land, I'm even more into that power. All right, y'all. I love y'all. I would love to have had some dialogue. But we're not going to have none because it's early and y'all trying to get to where y'all need to go. 17 people, 8 thumbs up. Good. I accept that. I'm going to wait a minute because Spirit's telling me that somebody wants to comment or somebody's going to come on and they are, something. I feel something. But so what I'm doing around the house after I done got my food, I'm going to go for a walk. Definitely we're going to go for a walk because I got my bamboo stick. I'm going to show you my bamboo stick. And that's what I do to walk. But y'all, I know we do have to be careful of the snakes. We do have to be careful of the snakes, but because Raji was telling me that there was a python that they killed. I love it like country with a smile. This is my walking stick when I go in the bush when I walk. But Raji was saying that there was a python that was killed and they had to shoot it. Because, they don't play with the snakes. But he was telling me, don't keep my front door open because it's cold. This is cold season too, and the snakes are cold and they're going to want to come inside. So if you leave your door open, they'll come inside in the day, and nighttime they bite your ass. So he told me, don't leave your door open. But I suspect that the snakes might be out here. So we want to make sure that we are, cognizant. So, but I'm not too worried about it. I just got my stick for dogs or any other thing that think they're going to mess with me. Being in the countryside, my God, you grow up. Yes, ma'am, I'm getting ready for work, so I can understand. Thank you so much. Thank you for even sharing that. So I figured that people getting ready for work. So yeah, so being in the country, it really does make you more stronger. And so it is. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna go. I feel them. I don't play with snakes either. I feel like, heck no, nah, they're nothing to play with. Nothing to play with. Keep the door closed. If you see one, turn the other way, okay? Yeah. But the things that, we survive, though, don't we? It's amazing what's lurking out there. Everybody's trying to survive, right? Everybody's living. And that's the snake life, right? So we have to learn how to live amongst, right? Okay. I love y'all. I hope you're having a beautiful, blessed day. I hope the conversation, I know too, and I appreciate people listening because a lot of the sisters tell me that they do listen to me in the morning while getting ready for work. I've heard that more than once. And I want to always remember that because I know that vibration that when I get ready to do my day, for my day, I always want to find something that I could just listen to while I'm getting ready. It's that pick-me-up. It's that, because something in that, if you find the right person, that right podcast at that right time, something in that it can answer questions, thoughts that you had. It can fuel your day. It's a blessing. So I'm going to do something a little off that I don't do at this time. I'm going to go for a walk. But I'm not going to go in the bush right now. I'm going to walk on the path. I think it'll be good for me. I just ate, so I'm going to start walking after I eat. I'll see you in the next one. I think it's our outfit of the day. My favorite outfit. Like I said, I love jumpsuits. You can probably tell. And this is the jumpy suit. Jumpsuit. One of my favorites. And then I wore it with it, and I'm going to go outside. So I wore it with it. My Denver, it's cold today, especially when that motel, it was cold. Not cold. I know, when people in the tropics say it's cold, right? Y'all know it's relative. Y'all know it's relative. Relative cold. Okay, so now we're going to get a little bag. I have my walking bag. And I have my poncho in here too. Right, I'm going to do this one. And we are going to take us a very nice little walk. And we're not going to toss around too much. Because then, the leg, got water, got this, I got my phone. And I'm gonna put on the same shoes I had on, which are these shoes. Show y'all. Love these shoes. These ballet slipper shoes. Fabulous, comfortable. I'm going outside while y'all go to work. I'm gonna tell you what I do love about the rainy season in the garden. What I do love about the rainy season is that, the sun's not out sometimes. I know you think like, oh my God, if I was in Africa, I want the sun out every day. It could be a lot. But it's lovely. I mean, I love the sun. The sun, we need the sun. It's going to come out a little later on, maybe in between all day. But the rain, when you farm, let me tell you, I was thinking about this, y'all. So good. I was thinking about this. When you farm, oh my God, you want the rain. Now it's like a whole nother thing. I mean, I love the rain anyway, but the rain has different meaning when you're farming because you need it to grow, for the things to grow. So then you want it more. But we are going to take us a nice little walk. Like I said, if I was with my stick and go down there, but I don't know, just because I heard about the snake yesterday. I want to make sure I see the snake in the open, okay? At least now, let me tell you about the snakes. Though. The little bit I've learned, but I'm not saying I know everything. I don't know nothing. I don't know. But in this moist weather, at least they're going to stay in over here because they're at least getting that water. When it's the dry season, we really got to be careful because they'll come searching for water, searching for food, rather, because here they got all kinds of bugs, like insects that they could actually eat. But in the dry season, there ain't nothing because there don't be no grass. It'd be dry. So they'll try to come out and find stuff. So I like it. Of course, this is cool. But it's a real thing in the countryside. We are going to take us a nice little walk. So y'all been eating more. I'm eating all those potatoes in the different forms. And they feel like I'm gaining a little more weight, my little booty, my thighs, which I needed to. I mean, this is that weight I needed to gain. Feeling so much stronger. And, once I start making my own mounds and digging my own stuff, I'm going to have to eat differently anyway because you got to be strong at the farm. Because I know that Ratchy's not going to always be around and Eric's not going to always be around. So I got to be able to do my own things, But I watch and I learn. So I'm excited. But yeah, I'm definitely feeling stronger with my gaining a little more weight, and I love it. But it's the food too. I always say your body will be shaped by like the food you eat the most. And I think the women got those potato round booties because of the food that they're eating. Got to know. Because of the food they eat. Baby girl ain't doing the right thing. Yeah, it's the food. But y'all, I was reading about the health benefits of cassava. Hey, the empowerment. I'm so glad you're here. Hey. Enjoy the walk. We're going to go for a little early walk. When I learned about the cassava, because every time if I think about planting something, then I'm going to go online and think about what the benefits of this. The cassava has so many benefits that I see why the people eat it, and I see why the people look the way they do, or strong. It's very good. It's a very good food for those that farm and stuff, because you're out there in the farm all day, because it keeps you satiated. It has a large content of water in it too, y'all, and it's great for balancing the microbiome, or basically the gut, the good bacteria in it helps your gut, and it, I guess, produces that good bacteria, which I need, because taking antibiotics over time, over the years, you lose that. So I thought that was great. Of course, it prevents strokes. It's high in vitamin C. Again, don't forget that water content. It's great for your skin. It can help you to lose weight because it keeps you satiated for a long time, but you can also gain weight too, because it's a fiber. What do they call it? It's not like a complete fiber, but it's a name for that particular fiber. And of course, it's fibrous, so it's great for constipation, moving your bowels, basically what I'm saying. Like, it's so good for so many things, y'all. Oh my goodness, I love it. I mean, what I read about it. But it's good for your skin. Oh, your skin and your hair and your nails, because it has the vitamin, the B vitamins, and they're the good mood vitamins too. The B vitamins put you in a good mood. But of course, we know B vitamins like the B6 for our hair and our nails. So they're good for that. They're good for, of course, preventing the wrinkles. So your skin is just always beautiful. And you know, our people eat a lot of cassava. And not just Africans, but Africans everywhere. Because in the Caribbean, that was the first time I really had cassava. And so in Palm, I think you was asking me, so let me tell you about my Trini roots. It's kind of by way of, okay? So I spent a lot of time in Trinidad, but I'll tell you why. So when I was growing up, how are you? Yo, thank you. I wish I could. I'm a now you. I don't know. I gotta get my airway on. Anyway, when I was growing up, I met my father a couple of times when I was young, but really I didn't know my father. So my mom told me that my father was from Trinidad. I grew up in Brooklyn. I was born and raised in Brooklyn. Okay, that was from Trinidad. So that was the story. And then my dad's name was Ray Robinson. Is what she said. So all my life, I'm thinking my father's Trinidadian, because my mama said. And I've been looking for him. So when I turned 40, I was 39. On my 40th birthday, I said, I'm going to wake up in my father's land. And for the first time at 40, I went to Trinidad. And of course, all my trips are very spiritual. So it was very spiritual. And yeah, it was very spiritual. And I got there, it was just a wonderful thing. I met this family, always met a family. I saw his mother for the last time. Okay, are we back? I probably missed some of that story. I gotta check, they keep checking. So, that is dropping, yeah. Okay, met a family, thank you. I'm so soluble fiber, that's the word, Shanika. I love my farmer girl. Farmer girl, and I love her. Yes, soluble fiber, yeah, that's it. So, that's it, baby, that's it right there. So yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm glad you told me where I left off, because this is that little part that I tell you when I walk by it, the internet drops. But it'll pick up. So, yeah, so I go, the whole story of me going to Trinidad was magical. Who I went with, who I stayed with, the whole story, right? I'll tell you that another time. So I got there, and then I met a brother, was Rasta brother, because the sister I was staying with, she was with a guy, and he was like, oh, I'm introducing my brethren that I work with. He's Rasta. I was like, okay, because I was definitely Rasta representing for sure. I was like, okay. Okay, we're back. I know I'm awake. Iffy thing. Very iffy thing. Okay, let's see. So I was introduced to the brother Clyde Beniku, and his wonderful mom, who was the best cook in the whole Trinidad. That's how I felt. I'm okay. The best cook in the whole Trinidad. So we had long talks. She told me because Clyde would have to go to work when I used to come visit. So we had long talks. She's telling me about, oh my God, the wealth of knowledge that I got. She was my mommy. I was blessed. Many mommies love me all the time. Because I'm an old lady. I was an old lady since I was 12. I was never young, okay? I came old. So we had this great, so he was trying to help me find, because one of the Trinidadian presidents was last name was Robinson. But I love, like, it was the first time that I ever saw that connection to people knowing each other. So in Trinidad, it was like, Robinson, okay, we're gonna help you. And so we would go to people's doors and say, hey, Raven Robinson, da-da-da-da. This is his sister name, this is his brother, her aunt name, this is her uncle. So it's trying to find my father's people, but we didn't find them. So fast forward, okay. I think we're gonna be good for a while, y'all. I'm climbing this hill. And I ate more today than normal, so give me a chance. And I got this jacket on I'm about to take off. So, I fell in love with Trinidad. It was home. My favorite place in Trinidad is Dago Martin. It's bush. It's so bush. I'm bush girl. Like I'm bush woman. Rasta woman bush all the day. So I love Dago Martin. But I love the Arima. That's where I stayed at first. I stayed in Arima. I stayed in Port of Spain too. I stayed in St. James. Because that's where Clyde's house, but he had another house. His family house was in Port of Spain, or St. James, and his own place was in Dago Martin. But I also, like I said, I used to hang, the sister I went to, she volunteered at an orphanage in Tunapuna, so, and Maraval, I was all of them. But mostly Dago Martin, Arima, and St. James. Dago Martin, my love. So I fell in love with Trinidad. It was home. Every time I had a break, I would go to Trinidad. I stayed 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. Oh yeah, it was home. I got to know the food. That was the first time I ever had cassava. That's how this whole thing started. And in my mind, I was like, I'm Trinidad. But I was like, I don't know if I'm Trinidad. I love the people I know, but I don't know if I'm Trinidad. Like, I don't know if I felt that. That was my lineage. I wasn't sure. But I saw my mama said it. Anyway, fast forward years later, my husband says, you should do Ancestry.com. I'll pay for it. Because maybe you'll find your father. I was like, okay, I want to do it. So I did it. And yes, I found my uncle. And my last name wasn't Rob Benson. It wasn't Rob Benson. It was Robertson. So I found that out. And how are you, sister? Good morning. I'm good. How are you? Good. I'm so glad. Thank you. So Robertson is my name. And my people are not from Trinidad and Tobago on my father's side. It was Louisiana, New Orleans, other places in Louisiana too, but New Orleans. And that made so much sense to me because I went to Louisiana. I remember this brother, older man I used to be in a relationship with, wonderful man. He brought me, he was the first one to come in as my father's energy. But he was a beautiful, wonderful, wonderful man. Taught me so much, 6 years together. And he used to teach me about jazz music. And when I heard Louisiana music and jazz music, I was like, oh my God, those are my people. Like I felt it. This was years prior to meeting my husband who paid for me to take the ancestry test. Keep that in mind. So when they say Louisiana, I was like, that makes so much sense. I definitely feel that. Although I met someone, I went online, right? And I got in touch with all the people some of the people that the Ancestry.com says that you're related to. And I sent them an email. So one brother I sent the email to, because it says that he was in Louisiana. He said, we Caribbean too. And I was like, oh, did you? He said, because I've been doing the research. He said, our people are from Trinidad. So either way, I wound up being from Trinidad. Through the ancestry, I found that out. But through my Louisiana roots. And so I still call Trinidad my home because that's why after I found out the people from Louisiana, me and my husband divorced, and I wound up traveling to some countries in 2019, and I went back to Trinidad, and that was the first time I went back to Tobago as well. And I saw Clyde's mama, Miss Lorna Bennincourt, God rest her soul, for the last time before she passed. So yeah, so that's my story of the empowerment professional. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I hope the story got better. I'll have to tell it again too. But I hope that we put pieces together. And if some pieces are missing, let me know. Or we got questions. So yeah, it was a very magical. So ancestry on my father is Robertson. And so then, getting in touch with my uncle now. And they was like, oh my God. First up, for oldest uncle said, I know I never knew about you, but he asked his brother, Clark, who my mom would tell me about. He was like, oh my God, Ray did have a daughter, and nobody knew, but I never told nobody because he said not to. And they embraced me. I never met them in person because I came to Ghana shortly after. They embraced me. They sent me pictures of my father, which I remember my father because I actually met him a few times. So pictures of him when he was a little boy, pictures of my aunts, uncles, him and his the obituary, him on a horse. That's the one I got on my altar. So it was 40-something years old. I must have been. That means I was in North Carolina. I was 50 years old before I found my father. My father had passed, so by the way, I didn't find my father, so to speak. But finding his family is finding him and finding myself. And then my husband and I were going through our thing, and this gave me strength to move forward. But also, I found my North Carolina family because my grandmother had left North Carolina, and she never wanted to talk about it. She wasn't about that Southern life, and she wanted to put it all behind, so we didn't really know our roots. We knew pieces in this. So I got the family together, had a family reunion. Honey, I was doing the work. So after I went all through Colombia, the DR, and the DR, there's a place in the DR, Dominican Republic, República Dominicana. That place right there, they had a place in there. It was beautiful. I traveled a lot because I was hanging out with this. I was always going to be a man up in my life, y'all. That's just not going to never stop, okay? But I was hanging out with this brother, Jesus Valdez Logroño. He gave me the name La Rosa Negra, the Black Rose. But his crazy ass was very useful still. He was just crazy as hell, but it was okay. It was okay. I was a little crazy too, so it was okay. I had to be a little crazy too to meet him. So anyway, he knew I loved him. Dominican Republic, that's a beautiful country. Now the mentality, like I said, the anti-blackness, that was a little hard. But the people are black. Even the ones that don't know they black is black. I mean, you got a lot of black in you. So anyway, very rich country. And Samaná were actually founded by a lot of African Americans, freed African Americans, were given the land or, invited to stay there. And a lot of them settled in Samaná. And also people from St. Kitts and Nevis, a lot of them are there as well. And there's another one, something de Porres, another black town in the DR, but Samaná was amazing. And a lot of those people, the black Americans that came, they actually came from North Carolina, because I had a deep connection to the DR. They came from North Carolina and settled in Samaná. Samaná, one of my favorite places in DR, Puerto Plata too. But anyway, so I thought that was deep, and the woman was her name was Wilma? Forget the last name of that family. But anyway, it was powerful when they came from North Carolina. So just the connection. So as I was traveling in 2019, I was doing an ancestry kind of DNA search without knowing. I kept saying, I'm traveling these countries for the black presence. Because I went to the Gullah Geechee island of Sapelo Island in Georgia. I was all solo traveling, honey. Stories I could tell in 2019. And then I went to Trinidad, and then I stayed in Tobago for a while. And then I went to Sapelo, Trinidad. The DR. The DR was first because I went to study Spanish, and I met Jesus, a black Latino, and a black Dominicano, and entonces he was also a bachata, salsa, and merengue dancer. And he taught me how to do bachata, merengue, and la salsa, It was beautiful. Wonderful life. Wonderful life. But he was a nutcase. He was possessed, let's just say that. That's okay. I was from Brooklyn. It was good. I don't walk by. I'm walking longer than I normally do. I like the conversation we having. So I went through all that, and the last place was Cartagena, Colombia. And we went to a place called Palenque. And it was a place where the enslaved people ran to this, basically like marooned, and they kept whites out, I think, forever. And to this day, well, it's supposed to be no whites allowed. I don't know if that's still the rule, but. And so I went to Palenque, and I went up to that volcano, and we was massaged in the mud by the black men, and then washed in the river by the black woman. Chop. And after that, I came back, and my girl said, "We're going to Ghana." So the whole thing was a ritual. The whole thing was a cleansing. It was a cleansing, you know. I'm walking, huh? I gotta walk back too. Maybe I should think about that. Okay. So it was a serious cleansing, and I was ready for Africa. So when I really be getting mad about stuff and the people I met and who didn't do me right, I have to think back that, you know, it was all divine, and everybody I met I was supposed to meet, and everything I was supposed to do, and the way it was supposed to end was the way it was supposed to end. Because there's so much more. And what I'm learning on this journey, which is very difficult for me, is don't get stuck on any part of the journey, especially the past. Because you'll never have a future, and your present will still be in the past. You know what I'm saying? So, as much as I could be mad at the last one, he wasn't supposed to be in my life ever. Because think about it, if you go back to the story I told you, it was a journey, and the journey continues, right? There's no, let me get some sun. The journey has stopped because I'm sad. I'm taking off my jacket, y'all. The journey has stopped because I'm sad. The journey has stopped because somebody that I was trying to break up with anyway broke up with me, you know? The ego. Not that I didn't care about the person, because I did, but that's even part of the journey because, look, y'all, I'm planting, farming. I'm living off the land, well, almost. I'm living off somebody's land when I buy my food. I mean, there's so much good, you know, that couldn't have happened with that relationship and that component in it, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so I want to be happy for everybody because I want that same happiness in my life. And I need to continue the journey that got me here. When I first got to Africa, I felt like I reached the epitome of, I don't even say utopia, because utopia is more like this perfect place. And it wasn't really about a perfect place, but it was the epitome, the pinnacle of Africanism, of myself, of my motherland, of who I am. It was where do you go from here vibration. Like I've been to the mountaintop, and I have seen the coming of the Lord. Like, that's how coming to the motherland was. That's why I'm still here 5 years later, and still in my mind, like, where you go from here, you know? And so that's when I realized that, just like it's like just being Rakim said, it ain't where you from, it's where you at. It's still not where you from, it's where you at, you know? So wherever I am, I'm African, you know? In the good words of Peter Tosh, wherever you go, wherever you are, you're African, you know? If you're black, you're African. And there may be a continuation of where do I go from here? Because I'm sure other African nations have so much more to teach me as well. But it's been a beautiful ride. It is a beautiful ride because it ain't over. And, you know, I just know that I'm up here in the Volta region, Ghana, West Africa, to heal. And to get stronger. Like I never thought about myself being a strong woman, but My YouTubers tell me I'm strong all the time, so I'm gonna believe y'all. But I said I never did. But now, oh my God, I'm strong. Yo, I am a strong woman. I am a strong woman. Wow, now I finally could see it. Even going through relationships and staying, you know what I'm saying? And building and moving forward and, you know, breaking generational curses within myself. And it's a blessing, you know. So I be mad low key, but I'm working on letting go because I'm only really entrapping myself when I could, because there's so much life. There's so much life. And man, oh my God, the next one I meet, honey, 6 months ago I couldn't even say the next one I meet, so I know I'm healing. The next one I meet, oh Lord, he gonna be the luckiest man in the world. And I'm gonna be very satisfied. I can feel it, you know. It's like Spirit told me the other day, because I don't talk to men like that. I don't even look at men. I don't know if men is fine. I don't know if men are good. I don't even know. I'm so, you know, just seeing men as, you know, the other half of myself, which is a beautiful thing. But not in that way, because my heart was really healing from that. I think being in a relationship with a narcissist is so interesting. They don't give you that closure because they really never want you to heal. No matter if they get married, have kids, they put you on the shelf because in their mind they can always go back to you because they're always going to have lots of women or men or both in some cases because they're so empty inside and they know that you a pretty good supply and then they deplete you, but then they see you glow up because they're going to deplete the one they with for sure. They don't have energy of their own. They don't have a life of their own. They have to mirror the other people. So they try to think that they don't give you closure because to them it ain't close. Don't worry if they get married, have children. To them it ain't close. So let me see if I can get on. So there's that. You know, there's that. That reality, but that's not me. I gotta let go of the wanting the closure. The closure is what it is. I don't know how much more closure I'm gonna need. It's over, and if I can see the good in it, it'll get better. It'll get better. So I'm seeing the good, y'all. I'm seeing the good, and I'm seeing the blessings, and so it is. Okay, we had a nice long walk today. We were walking today. So let me see, I'm gonna read y'all. But I'm just trying to strengthen my body. I be feeling off and on, going through stuff, but I think it's emotional. I mean, everything's emotional. I think it's less physical and more emotional. What I be going through. But I'm working on it, y'all. I'm working on it. Yeah, I mean, I asked myself, why does it seem like the relationship I just got out, why is that so hard to kind of get over? Because it leaves you in confusion when somebody leaves you and y'all was good, we thought. It's something you never experienced. That you don't know what happened, you don't know what, you were dumb enough, you didn't even see it coming, like you kind of did, but you didn't. And so, but that's the way that they want it to be. You have to see it in another way. And that's where I gotta go higher. I gotta see it as no, it's divine from the beginning, and the divinity of it all was that it was supposed to end because I was supposed to get here. I was supposed to be here to meet my next. It's not necessarily a next man, you know, my next journey, next part of my journey. I know that now. And he helped me to get here. I mean, there's no doubt. He thought he was coming to get over and have his name on the land and, you know, steal money from me. And I mean, just, you know, petty money, like use me for the money. That's what he thought. He didn't think of it like I did, but it don't really matter what he thought. It don't matter what I thought. It matters what is. And what is divine said, this is your next assignment. This is your next place. This is your deepest place to heal. So I believe once I get my strength and my healing back in Africa, there is no limit to what's next and where I'm going to go. And I feel that. So that was my story. I shared my story with you. And so, yeah, I'm out here with this fresh air, sunshine, and talking to y'all, which is a lot of fun. Especially my high-vibing queens, which I got a whole bunch of y'all. So I'm going to read your comments in a second. Ooh, but you know what? That car, that black smoke, there's been a couple of black smoke cars up here. It's a little polluted up here today. I've noticed. I don't like that. I don't like the pollution. Yeah, it's a lot of pollution. Okay, let me read. Love you. Okay, my island sister. I was born in Antigua but grew up in New York. Yeah, so you know. Back in the Caribbean, moved back to Antigua, but now living in Montserrat. Oh, nice. Is that beautiful? Hey, Fiona's life. How is it there? Hi, Lisa. I'm loving your journal. Thank you. Your beautiful home and sacred space, your clothing, and okay, it's not you. It's my phone is dirty and the sun. Hall have been pretty. Thank you. Y'all, I am, like I said, thank you, everyone. Thank you for sharing yourselves. Like I said, I'm a strong woman, y'all. I know it now, and this is something that I don't know. Most people don't say that about themselves, and then we got this thing like, we're not strong black women because we took something really a compliment and powerful and made it into something that's bad because we don't want to be associated with a certain ideology of the mules. But strong does not mean mule. And I have to be strong to do what I'm doing, even to be vulnerable about where I'm at in the midst of it, and then still be strong. Y'all, I'm 110 pounds and 5'1" and a half. Okay, I'm 5'2". Like, I'm not the biggest girl, physically. So what I pass through, as they say up in here, it's a road. But I never knew it. It was just, oh, it's me. But being here and getting over a relationship that just discarded threw me to the curb and act like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I don't love you. I don't love you. That was devastating, y'all. But I certainly survived, and I feel like I might even be thriving a little bit. So, and then when I look at it, it wasn't him. It was a divine. It was a divine. And see, he lucky I'm a classy woman because I could have been on the phone. I could have been spoiling him to the other sister, but she'll learn. And if she don't, that's okay. It ain't my business. And he knows that about me. He know I ain't gonna check his phone. He know I ain't gonna start a scene. But it ain't for me to do nothing like that because I really don't care that much. To be honest, what's for me is, I don't even know how. And what I was doing with that. Okay, y'all, so we at the part where the Wi-Fi don't cooperate, so we may go off. Warning. We'll see. Hello. But you got this and F that, and they give me all their added antidotes and about karma, but the way it's beautiful. So I feel so loved. I feel like they are as angry and upset about the treatment as I am. So that's a beautiful thing because you need that. Just straight have my back. Don't tell me. I got one friend, she always be like, but it's all about ourselves. Listen, I need you to be road dog right now, road dog. Not metaphysics. It's like, so they straight road dog out here, and I love it. I love it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Knowing I was made of, nah, I didn't know. I was just having it to me. You learn 2020, hindsight is 2020, right? You did it. And this time, oh no, now I'm in the present knowing I'm strong. It's like, girl, this could have killed some other people. Or at least they would have left. And they dang sure wouldn't have moved up to a place that is, but this is what I love. I love the Volta. I love Hawaii. It never goes away. It never. It's not one day I wake up and be like, this damn place. No. I do be like these damn people now. But that's not that much either, because they don't really know me like that. I live in the bush in the back. They don't even see me walking down the road. So they don't really know me like that. That's just good. And of course, every time I go, like right now I'm walking, I want to tell you something funny. And I know my Caribbean sisters, y'all gonna relate to this one. So every time I go out, like I'm going now, you see me walking back and forth. Every lady will be like, so you went to town earlier? I was like, oh yeah, I went for a walk. I said, well, what happened? The people tell you? He said, yeah. They said, I see your wife, because I'm not his wife. We're not romantic, y'all, nothing. We friends and nothing. Not even an inkling, not on both ends. But here, remember I told you, you with one man at a time, that's a relationship. They don't have that, they don't know about that other stuff. This is my friend. No, it ain't your friend. Okay, but it is my friend, so. But I laugh, like, I love it. I love that. If something happened to you, somebody here could say, I saw the American woman. I saw the American woman. It was so-and-so. She went to so-and-so. Then she went to so-and-so. I love that. I need y'all to know where I'm going. So if I don't come back, somebody saw me. I'm here for it, I'm here for it. So I love it here. When I first came to X, wasn't into none of it. Everything he does is such a pretend. He mirrors you. He's whatever you are, he is. Whatever you are, he is. So I was in it. I was here for it. I was the one, I remember when I wanted to leave Accra, because I wanted to be closer to the land that we purchased. Everybody kept saying, don't leave your land. Don't leave your land up here. Somebody be on their farm and next thing they be building a house. And that's serious. I'm not even a joke, y'all. So I was like, yo, we could go up there. We could just live in a tent. I said, yo, I watch the people and I see how they can cook outside, and that I had it together. He was like, I said, oh, he ain't about this right life. He's about the grandiose. He want to look good. He want to be famous. It's very narcissistic, but to each his own. I'm so glad to remove me from those that ain't really in alignment with me, that's not in alignment with me. So I can really live, because I sleep better. Imagine sleeping with somebody that hates you, that's sleeping with probably the next door neighbors. Our neighbors, having affairs with women online. And just imagine, like, you don't have none of that. You wake up with yourself and you love yourself. You care for yourself. You there for yourself. You there for yourself, It's the best feeling in the world. I never want to go back to those years again. But at the same time, I'm so grateful of all that my spirit and my ancestors pushed me to. And he had to help me, And we give thanks for that. So for that part of his spirit that was coming from the trickery, coming from the destruction and the dissolution, it was actually for my good. So the Most High will use even the wicked for your good. What they say, as a footstool, yeah. So I'm happy. He was the one that was chosen. It's beautiful. And listen, y'all, if he had did me right, and it was just a normal relationship, we just didn't make it, age difference, whatever it is, and he found somebody else, oh my God, I'd be so happy for him. I'd send him a wedding gift right now. I would tell the sister, I'm so happy for you. It's a good brother over here. I'm telling you, I'm a grown-ass woman. I ain't no little girl, so I ain't gonna be mad. I mean, obviously I've been in a relationship before, we ain't make it, we still here, we still smiling. But when somebody do something like that to you, it's just like, you can't give that, because ain't nothing good coming out of it. So anyway, that'll be on my mind. So walking helped me get stuff off my mind. And then talking to y'all helped me get off my chest. You feel me? So I need to get off your mind. But you got to get out your heart. And so you releasing, talking, walking in the land, it helps, you know. It helps a lot. So we moving on. I'm a human being, so I'm not a robot, you know. I'm just strong, but I got my weak spots too. So that's what makes me so beautiful. Yeah, y'all. So if y'all want to know what the healing work look like for some, this is what it could look like for you. Talk about it when you need to. Let it go. I was at a good level. I was fine. Then he tried to get in touch with me. That messed me up a little bit, but I didn't go for the thing. I told the person, tell him, no, I'm good. I don't need him. I don't need him to come around. And then I heard he getting married on the day after my birthday. And that dirty mother effer, I'm sure he wanted to do it on my birthday, because they say narcissists will marry the new supply on your birthday. It's the evilness in them. They're crazy. So he did it the day after, because I laughed. I said my birthday fell on a Thursday. And he's getting married on a Friday because he's a grandiose, and Friday is party day. Ain't nothing happening on Thursday, because it's all about them. But yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And I talk about it publicly the way I do. I want to go look at the land. I talk about it publicly the way I do because I just want other people to know. I got so many sisters that watch and be like, girl, I'm on that. I relate. Thank you. Yo, talk about it. It's important for you. So I talk about it, you know. I talk about it because it can happen to anybody. And it takes a man to let go because it's so, like I said, the shrine, we pray at a shrine on our knees on his land. We bow into his, this nigga is crazy. But that's his thing. It ain't mine. My intentions was pure. My intentions was pure. And I give thanks. So, you know, you gotta love yourself, y'all. And I definitely love myself. All right. Let's go on the farm. I ain't got my farm shoes on though. I got my cutie shoes on. Cutie shoes. It's good that people see you coming too. A lot. Because they know, okay, somebody here. Look at us. Look at us. I don't like to come in without some real shoes. But look at us here. Look at us. Look at us. Look at us. So yeah, this is my strength right here. This farmland is my strength right here. It represents all these trees and bushes, and it's a blessing. Okay, now I could, let's see. Laugh out loud says empowerment, yes. So we give thanks, that's all we could do. Oh, I come out here all the time because, you know, I gotta do something. Somebody told me it's true. Let's put our feet on the ground just for a hot second. I release, don't look at my toes. I release and let go of all that is not good, of all that is not great, of all that no longer serves me, and I release it in my ground, in my land. And I respect and love. I got some water. Let's pour some libation to the great ancestors, the benevolent ancestors, the good ones, the great ones that were already here before me. And I bless them and say thank you for welcoming me to the land. And I say ashe to my own ancestors, my mother, my father, my known and unknown, only the good and great. I say ashe. I release all soul ties. I release all emotional, spiritual ties to anybody that I may have encountered during my time here and the purchasing of this land and all of that. I say ashe. Heal me, guide me, protect me, love me, restore me, and renew me. And I say ashe, ashe, ashe. Oh, all right there. This be the healing space, y'all. This be the healing grounds. I can see the sisters us coming from the guest house and coming on the land. I just thought about it. Ooh, it feel good, this land, too. God knows. So, yeah. All right, y'all. We had fun, didn't we? I had a good time. I don't know about everybody else. Ooh, I love my feet on the ground. My sister, goddess Deborah Webb, she told me to come here and make sure you put your foot on the ground, feet on the ground when you're doing your work. And so, touch the ground. Now we return back to the homestead. All right, land. I they come. I they go come. I they go come. All right, ladies. We're going to walk back to the house. Oh, that was fun. That was wonderful. I'm a dynamic woman. Like, I mean, like, it's not like you just, I'm not easily tossed to the side. I don't mean that like I ain't going nowhere. Nah, I ain't going to be all Brooklyn like that. But my spirit, though, my spirit, my spirit, dude, like, yo, I'm ion, like lion in Zion. Yeah. Ion, like lion in Zion. Oh, y'all, I know I'm all hyped. Happy Leo season. Happy Leo season. I'm a Leo, August 7th, spiritual 7th. I'm a Leo. Yo, that's what this is. Happy Leo. Happy Leo season. Go out and do something amazing. You have courage. You're magnanimous. I think that's what you're amazing. I ain't checking on for you, okay? You are lit and sunshine. You are strength and valor. You are in Leo season. So, ion, like lion in Zion. That's me. So yeah, y'all. Give thanks for Leo season. So it's about to be on. Y'all need to be locked into the channel. And you need to join the master classes this Sunday by holding that vibrational frequency, but being vulnerable at the same time. So come through. All right. Leo and Leo season. But I understand the 8-8 too. So 8-8 is like, oh, the 8 year, you know, it's about abundance, prosperity. The 8 day. All them number things ain't gonna work for you if your heart is wicked. All the prayers and meditations ain't gonna work for you if your heart is wicked. So y'all could have been 666. The shit gonna still be the same. It's gonna be wicked. Look at that bird. Every time that's so dope. Oh, sorry. I'm showing you the bird. I'm showing myself. I'm sorry. I didn't know I was coming out here like that. All right. We had our little walk early, and I'm quite satisfied. Come up here and eat. I'm gonna sit with y'all for a hot minute. I will definitely be visiting your guest house in the future. Yay! I would love to have you. I think we will be up having great conversations, going for beautiful walks, and that's for anyone who comes. And just, you know, vibing, sharing, connecting. So, yo, my family, well, my daughter wants to send me a ticket to come to the States. And as though I'm enthusiastic and I want to see my daughter so bad. She was like, Mom, I can come to you, I'll come to you. I was like, no, I'll come to you, I'll come to you. Now I think about it, it's hard for me to even think about getting on the plane ride and going to this, probably, it ain't me like that no more. I mean, not even that, but I mean, it's if I go to Accra, it would be a lot right now, you know. I like the city for that little bit of something, but then, you know. But then seeing my daughter in Cali, and Cali got a lot of beautiful nature. If it happened, it does. If it does, I'm not gonna fight it. So I might be coming to the States, y'all. I will keep y'all posted. It would be in October, October 1st. I want to travel. My sister's traveling back. My sister Goddess. I want to get on the same plane she's on. If I travel, I want to travel alone. And my daughter would love it. So I'm going to stop in North Carolina because that's where my sister is. Stay a couple of days. And I got a sister friend there. I'm going to stay a couple of days. And then I'm going to go to New York. See, I don't feel like doing all this, but it's got to happen. And I'm going to stay in New York maybe for maybe a couple of days. And then I would go to Cali and stay for like a month. So, I mean, we'll see, right? We'll see. We don't know. We don't know. It might think it's all that to be none of that. So, but yeah, I'll keep you posted. That would be nice. Yes, Kristen. Well, thank you. Welcome, Kristen. I think it would be nice too because I know that we could do a nice meetup, and I know y'all would turn out. I know y'all would come out. Like it would be so dope. So, if it's the time, I wouldn't mind. There are some. I have to be with my culture of people, Black Americans, and when I was in Cape Coast, I didn't hang out with anybody, so I still didn't really have that. But when I was around it, I loved it, and I cried only when I went to a meeting. But I really don't really get to be with my own people for 5 years. Not really. I was always mostly with Ghanaians. Like I'm gonna say always. So there's so much about our culture I love. I was thinking things about our culture because I've been watching YouTubes and you watch one, the algorithms find them more, but the Black arts movement, and not just that period in time called the Black arts movement in the 60s. I'm talking about us and our art, the way we do art, whether it's visual, sculpting, pottery, of course, musicians, like we just have so much culture, and that's what people think we don't. Even the way we hold our history and the telling of it, the theater, the arts, like we are bad, we are just amazing people. And I do miss that part of us, part of me. I don't know if I miss it, but I I love it. I love it. So to be around it again would be really nice. And of course my daughter too, like oh my God, like that's my girl. So we'll see. I'll keep you posted for sure. Yeah, I'll definitely do a meetup. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm coming. Let me work it out. All right, I love y'all. Thank you for such an hour and a half of ups and downs, hills and valleys. Walk. I'll see you in the next one. Peace and love.